In this episode, I sit down with Liam, who's the founder of Tradie App. Now, Liam has over 20 years experience on the tools as a carpenter, and he saw a gap in the market for a trade-to-trade app to help sole traders with filling their diaries all year round. During this episode, Liam shares the reasons for creating this app, along with his plans for its growth moving forward. All the details for the app are in the description below. Liam, welcome to the Real Talk podcast. Thanks for coming over.
No worries.
Introduce yourself, mate. What is it that you do?
So I'm Liam, I'm from Tradie App. Tradie App is basically my journey from start to finish. From leaving school to a couple of months ago, well, today's date actually. So what we do is we help connect in construction. So basically, we're an app and we're looking to connect construction, whether you need part-time work, full-time work, people for 1 day a week, 2 day a week, you know, we're hoping for people to get on there and be able to find that.
Like an agency?
No, so it's a one-off fee for the month. Mm-hmm. It's like, so we're basically like a Checker Trade, a Trusted Trader, all the ones that are already out there.
Yeah.
We're no direct competition.
Yeah.
We are simply trade to trade. So we're a trade to trade based app, helping people find work, distribute work between each other.
Yeah.
You know, a great example is the run up to Christmas. You walk in, you know, you see everybody in the builders merchants in the run up to Christmas. Mm-hmm. You say you always know people within the builders merchants because you build yourself or whatever. You're in the trade, so you walk up. You say, you know, are you busy? And they're either absolutely working till 10, 11 at night, or they've hardly got anything on.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Yeah. Peaks and troughs.
And that time of year is the only real time that you kind of notice it because everybody's so stressed.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's stopping work. Your clients are at home, so you're trying to get stuff done, and you Christmas shopping. Your wife won't moaning at you, and that time of year you really do notice it.
So the Tradie App is for trades to connect with other trades?
Yeah.
So what about a domestic client or a developer? Can we go on to Tradie App and find as well?
Yeah, fantastic. It's about keeping people's diaries full all year round.
Yeah.
So
that's a great mission.
Yeah.
The thing you was trying to remember before, I'd forget that and use that.
Yeah, I know. But you kind of dropped it on me. Yeah. And I was like, Yeah, so that's what it is about. It's about keeping people's diaries full all year round.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard in the trade industry to chase your own arse. Mm-hmm. You take stress home with you. You're running around all the time. You're quoting jobs. You might not win jobs. On a Sunday night, if you sat there on a Sunday, you know, jobs drop out on you. Mm. So then Monday morning you're thinking, oh, am I going to get paid this Friday? Well, what do? Do you then get yourself onto one of these client to trade apps and try and find more work that way? Well, you've got to get hold of the person, you've got to go round, so you Tuesday, Wednesday, by the time you're actually able to do the job, that's if you win the job. Mm-hmm. So what we're here for at Tradie App is to log on to Tradie App, you know, and let's see if anybody's got any work in your local area Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know, just connect that gap and be able to keep people in work.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to visualise it. It's an app on your phone where you're going to go on to and say, let's say I'm a general builder, I'm knocking a wall out and I go, fuck, there's a dead spot socket in that wall.
Exactly.
I can get on this app, find me a local Sparky.
Yep.
He's going to come round, but there's still the quoting process has got to happen, or is the schedule of rates that's already on the app? Or
so you set yourself up your own profile.
Yeah.
And you work off that. So you put your day rate in. Mm-hmm. You know, it works for everybody from a single man to a business. But you set yourself up a profile and you either find work or distribute the work. So if I was to find a plug socket in a wall and needed a Sparky to come and isolate that for me, I would log on to the app. Ideally, I would ring a friend because I'm in construction. Yep. But the likelihood of my friends being busy is very high.
Yep.
So if I can find somebody with, you know, an empty diary in my area or one job on for the day who's going to nip round and sort it out for me, fantastic. Yeah. You know, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah. But another one of, you know, the reasons why I started it is when I left school and went into college, there was 25 lads. It was just lads back then. Mm-hmm. You know, there wasn't many women that were trades back then, but it's, you know, there's more and more coming through, which is fantastic. But the there was 25, I'm a chippy by trade, there was 25 lads in my class, and only 3 of them got the experience that they needed out on site or with a local trade in 3 years.
Wow.
That left 22 lads leave. A couple left before they left and got the certificate before
so
the final day.
So this is 22 of 25 couldn't get work placement, is that what we're saying?
Yeah, apprenticeships are fantastic. Never take anything away. But
it's
everybody can't get an apprenticeship.
Yeah, what's interesting, what you've just said is, we've had previous guests on, and the message has been on its head. No one's coming through college.
Well, this is the gap, right? I'm a builder and I've worked in the trade. I'm busy. Not only am I chasing work, not only am I chasing clients, not only am I trying to sort out lads around work, even if I'm a one-man band, I'm still chasing stuff, you know. Can I commit to going into college, signing up for an apprentice, making sure everything's in the correct order for them to come in, for me to pick them up, to be signing stuff off? That is a massive problem. It created a massive problem and a gap between the people that need, the students in colleges that need the work and the actual trades. Because trades look at that and go, I'll stay away from that. Can I commit to taking somebody on full time as an apprentice? All right, yeah, the wages are low, but you still got to find the work. What happens if you fall and you twist your ankle? Everyone's self-employed. You know, some people might have a business, but if you've got a business, the likelihood is you've got more lads, which is a little bit more easier to distribute an apprentice between, you know. But if you're self-employed and on your own, which a lot of people are a 1 or 2 man band, committing to taking on an apprenticeship, filling out all the paperwork and making sure this, everybody's got to make sure they're safe on site all the time, every day. But you've got to keep an extra special eye on that person, you know. And I'm not saying that Tradie App, you know, you can come on and you can find somebody and do it. I'm not saying that at all. But we need to find a solution of bridging that gap, because it's stopping people from getting the hands-on experience they need. Yeah.
I love the concept of it, and you sound really passionate about it. So, where's that come from? Like, why did you create this thing? What's the backstory?
It's my journey. It's my journey from start to finish. So when I was in college, I didn't get the chance. Some of the best.
Just for context, I don't know how old you are.
I'm 33.
Right. So, and you went through college at 16.
17.
17. So we're 17 years ago. This is.
Yeah.
So 2000.
And nothing's changed today.
It's like that in the 80s as well.
A college near me has actually just let over 50 students go because they can't offer them a placement anywhere, and it's all moving over to something called a T level now. So a T level is over 2 years, and it's at 315 hours hands-on experience needed in order to complete your course. Now, it's absolutely fantastic, you know. They're pushing these students that want to be in the construction industry to go and get their hours. But do you not think they'd be doing that anyway if they could find somebody in the local area? It's almost creating a bigger gap. We've got a trade shortage as it is.
Yeah.
So people, essentially they're saying, in order to complete this T level, you're going to need to find somebody to complete 315 hours. Now, it's hard enough beforehand. Never mind when you've got to find somebody to complete 315 hours with. So it's just made it even more difficult. Because they're not offering you anybody to go and do it with. So we're looking to help students out massively. So we're travelling around the UK and we're offering the app to students for free. Because we know they don't have a lot of money. You know, and colleges, they don't have a lot of money. Obviously it's distributed out between construction and farming and agricultural, and you know, all over the place. And
yeah, I love that. That's so, I'm understanding a little bit more the more you're talking, in that the intention is, in this particular context, the intention is I finished my college course theory in the classroom. I've now got to go and get 350, I didn't even know that. 315 hours on-site practical experience before why have I got to get that? What's the...
Well, it'll be over the 2 years, so...
So that's your qualification as an apprentice into a...
Yeah,
you've got it. So your app is designed to take the college leaver, or even whilst they're still training in college.
Help them find it.
And here's where you can go for your hours. Get your hours in, and it might be 1 year, 3 year, 4 year, a week here.
There's a little bit of a sticking point to it, because the hours have to be done by the same person. But it's unpaid work.
Okay.
Now, for me as a builder, it's over the 2 years. So for me as a builder, if I don't have work one day. I can just say, I can communicate with this student and say, I haven't got any work next week or the week after, but don't worry, we're going to get you 350 hours. You know, what's 315 hours?
Yeah, it's not like, how many is that in days? I can't even
4 months?
do the maths. 4 months.
Something like that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You know, over the space of 2 years. You know, and
can that person sub you out?
I'm not sure on that. I mean, it's got to be done with the same either company or a trade.
Yeah, but the company that I was to go and work for as an apprentice, there might be a management firm that are going to sub me out
possibly,
to different sites.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
So I'd still be the employer, right?
Yeah.
So if they came to work for my construction company, I could sub them out to other people, that, as long as there's a link, I suppose.
Yeah,
Would
I
that
mean,
work?
so you're going to be level 2s and 3s, aren't you? So
yeah,
the experience is all about, you know, even if they're there listening to you talk to a customer, which is a massive part.
Oh yeah, it certainly is.
You know, communicating with customers is one of the biggest parts of being self-employed.
Yeah.
So passing you a drill, knowing what tools are.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in college, year 1, you learned how to pick up a bag of sand. You know, and you made a couple of dovetails and whatnot. You know, level 2 was doors, kitchens, but you do them once. And then level 3 was a little bit more like roofs and hips and little bits and bobs like that. But you only do it once. You're not doing it continuously. You don't talk to any. There's a massive difference between going for your lunch at 1:30, having burger and chips and kicking a football around, to going onto site. If you're a bricklayer, the chance of you picking up a trowel within the first 6 months is very slim. You know, going on site and coming out to work for somebody. That's because, so people are leaving, they're getting out and they're going, well, I'm qualified, why aren't I on the trowel? Well, sorry mate, you're not coming on my jobs, producing that level of work. You're going to learn first, you know. So let's get it done while they're in college and they're learning what the trade's about, instead of coming out and having this big shock. Yeah,
it's interesting. When about, would have been 6 years ago now? No, 5 years ago-ish, I took on 2 apprentices, one apprentice bricklayer through a local college and one was an apprentice plasterer. What's interesting, what you've just shared there about them needing to get their hours in order to qualify, would be one motive for getting hours in. These 2 particular guys, one was a brickie, I'm a refurbishment contractor, which I'm sure you know, there's very little brickwork actually happens in a refurb. So it was really tough to keep the brickie busy. Like, he was busy when we was doing a steel or, you know, making good a doorway or something like that. But they were few and far between in terms of refurbishments. So he ended up getting, I wouldn't say he was getting used as a lackey. We were trying to develop his skills into other things, but he didn't see it that way. He was very much, if I'm not laying bricks, I'm not doing it. And he was quite bullheaded about it, if I'm honest. And he actually left. He left the company, left the apprenticeship, and he also left the trade because he was having the same experiences. His expectation was, after leaving college, was to be laying bricks day in, day out. And I used to say to him, look mate, if that's what you want, you need to be going to work for a house builder, because that's all they do. I'm not going to work for a house builder, they're paying me fucking peanuts and all the rest of it. And it was, look, you've got to pick a lane here. If you want to be laying bricks day in, day out, you need to be on the housing sites. If you're wanting to be in the comfort of a refurb, which is generally indoors, like, you need to be broadening that skill set. I'm not doing that either. Well, do you know what he does now? He's a tarmacker. So he's outside all the time. Madness.
Do you know what? Tarmacking's actually a good job. I've done it before. It's all right.
He was working for a company. They're a big firm as well, a national firm. And on his first, I don't know whether it was his first day or his first week, he got the splash in his face, took all his skin off his face. Horrible. Bitumen. Made a right mess of his face. He looks like it. Now he's healed. Looks like he's got chickenpox scars all over his grid. And then we had a plasterer, and again, same story. She really, this was a female. She really, really, really wanted to graft constantly, but again, refurb contractor. You know, on a 4-week refurb, plastering's like a week. So for the other 3 weeks, what are you going to do? Unless we're overlapping jobs. You know, I can't keep you busy. It's tough. It's really tough. You know, we were a small business. She wanted the continuity of practicing her trade. You know, and we're trying to teach her how to tile. I'm not a tiler. All right, well, no, we'll knock up bath frames and I'll teach you how to do steels. Not interested. I just want to plaster. And again, she left the trade. She's a boxer now. Bit of a trade shift, I think. So we've done the trade to trade bit. I want to explore now. So one of the reasons for this podcast to exist, and in fact why my training business exists, is I've made it this business's mission to bring together property developers and the construction industry to work not like this, fighting all the time, but to work together in harmony, in unison, and create a relationship and a project where both sides of this seemingly adversarial relationship are going to win.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want the contractor to come on and make a profit, and I want the developer to come on and make a profit.
Communication.
And if they communicate together and form an amazing relationship, that will happen. But if they remain adversaries and we've got, you know, an adversarial viewpoint of the opposing part of that relationship, we're looking for a win-lose situation. Definitely, yeah. Now, that's a really shit place to come from in business. If you can create win-wins, like, great stuff. So if I'm a developer wanting to use Tradie App, so I'm sat here in my skiddies, just bought an house off Rightmove, and I get the keys, and my next thing is, right, I need to find out, we'll forget about rip out for now, we need a Sparky to start the first fix. What's the process? Just log on, set yourself up a profile, and start searching your local area. You set your radius, and then Sparkies will come up in your local area. Okay, so that does sound very much like one of your competitors, which you did mention that I won't. Check a trade, yeah. So she'll beat that out. And then, if that's the same process as them, why are you different? Because we're trade to trade. So we're about. A lot of these bigger companies take an awful lot of money from you. Oh no, they do. I used to spend an awful lot of money. And part of my journey is about helping construction. Yep. It's not about working like I'm here today to discuss working together. Yep. You know, I want trades to work together. For so many years they've fought against each other. Why? Yeah. You know, why? 1 week. And the painter always gets the shit end of the stick, right? Painter will fix it. But it's about working together. Yeah. And making sure your home life's less stressful. You know, if you're having arguments at home because you're not paying bills and jobs are dropping out on your left, right, and centre, what are you going to do? Where do you go? Sometimes you can feel like the world's against you. It can really get you down, and then you start looking down other avenues, and before you know it, you've gone a week or two without any work. You know, and being self-employed, especially if you're on your own, you're working on your own. So what I'm saying now, I know that you're working on your own. I know exactly where you're going to go, but I want you to say it first because there's something I teach this. There's a massive problem with mental health when you're working on your own. Yeah, I thought you were going to say that. I did it. I did it, and I worked site bashing actually for a local joinery firm, and I used to have to travel an hour every morning and every night, and it gets lonely. You're travelling on your own, you work all day on your own, and then you're travelling home on your own. You know, it's a lot of time on your own. Yeah, mate, I totally connect with that. And I also remember my own time when I was in that place too. And when you're on, like, the result and the impact of being on your own all the time and being, as you put it, lonely, like, you're stuck in your own thoughts, in your own head, telling yourself stories that aren't real, that you end up believing. It's horrible. Yeah. I got to a stage where I just generally couldn't do it anymore. I could not work on my own anymore. You sat there, you're listening to the radio, and you, like you said, your own thoughts are just playing over in your head, and you're thinking, what's going on? You know, you're going to work, you're not talking to anybody. When you're doing site work, a lot of the time you're on price, so you just work through the day. You know, and then you're back in the van before you know it, travelling home, thinking to your own thoughts again. You know. There's so many people in that situation. Oh, I know that would snap up somebody on this T-level course. Yeah. Just to talk to on the way down, you know, to and from work. It's a massive, massive thing. And if we can, you know, if Tradie App can help somebody that's struggling on their own, then fantastic. Fantastic. That's what we're here for, to connect people together. Yeah. I am now getting a little bit more. Not confused, but conflicted, I guess, with your mission. So if you're wanting to bring tradies together, trade to trade, you keep saying it, this trade to trade thing, what's the thinking behind allowing developers to jump into this? So it's about filling diaries up. Okay, so for developers, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, of course it is. Absolutely brilliant. We're trade to trade verified. So for a start, Yeah.
It's brilliant, you know, all your other apps, but the trade to client, client to trade verified. So the client verifies the tradie. Yeah. Now, there's a reason why the trades come in to do the job, because the client doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Now, trade to trade, the trade does know how to do it, and they can tell you exactly how good that person is.
Yeah.
So for your benefit, you know exactly what you're getting. Mm-hmm. You can do a deal with somebody on a day rate, mm-hmm. and you've always, you know, the price, you set the price over Tradie App, and you talk it out and get it done that way.
Nice. So you're like as a developer and working and teaching developers, a common sort of challenge that people face when hiring a tradie is getting a wrong one. Is getting a bad contractor.
Yeah.
My own experience with one of your competitors has been a service provider on their site, so I used to pay them fucking 150 quid a month or whatever it was for them to list me on their site. When I did that, it was my first sort of exposure to any marketing agency of anything of that ilk.
Yeah.
So I joined them, paid the money, thinking that, you know, they're just going to flood me with leads and all the rest of it, because that was the promise. Anyway, I joined this thing. I actually joined it one night while I was having a beer, watching Lethal Weapon. Do you remember that series?
Do you know what? No.
Well, do you remember Lethal Weapon, the movie?
Yes.
Well, so they made a series of it, and there was a bloke in it with long hair and a moustache, and I thought he was dead cool. And one of the adverts, so Checkatrade sponsored that TV show. And the advert came on, and their jingle, I won't try and sing it, the jingle came on, and whilst I was having a beer watching this programme, I sent an email in and tried to join it. And next morning, they ring me, Yeah,
they don't mess about.
And hard pitch, really hard pitch. Yeah. They closed me on the call there and then, and I joined up there and then. The very next day, there was a knock on my door at home. I don't know whether they still do this. I tell this story regular. I don't know whether they still do this as an organisation. I'm guessing not, because I guess they've now grown to a size where it's not possible. And I was like, all right, mate. And he goes, you're Paul Tinker? Yep. He said, you've joined Checkatrade last night. We just need to verify you. And I was like, what? He goes, I need to see some ID and a passport. And I was like, yeah, come on a minute. And I'm going through all my documents. Have you got your City and Guild certificate for being a bricklayer? Well, somewhere, yeah, let me try and dig it out. So I'm fucking going through the loft. Nothing. No warning or nothing.
Wow.
And so I'm digging out my certificates. Can you give us a phone number of the last client you worked for? And I'm like, what? But yeah, let me go get it. And I just started up.
Yeah.
So I gave them the job I'd just finished, gave them phone number, and he rang in this customer there and then, in front of me. Do you know Paul Tinker? Yeah, he was my last builder. Can you tell me about your experience with him? We're from Checkatrade and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on here? I started to think it was a wind-up.
Yeah.
Anyway, filled all these forms in whilst I was there. Anyway, I made him so do you want a cup of tea? So yeah, made him a brew. How do you have it? Milk and 2 sugar. Right. So I mix him the cup of tea on the side. We don't have sugar in my house. Like, the wife doesn't take sugar, neither do I.
It's not a bad thing.
And she'd been cooking the night before, and there was a salt pot on the side like this.
I know where this is
and I thought, this must be fucking sugar. Anyway, tips 2 sugars in. And he took a sip out of it, and he spat it out on my living room floor, and I'm thinking, what is going on here?
You just turned up, now you're spitting brews over before.
I said, is the milk all right? He said, I think you've put salt in that, mate. And I was like, no. And anyway, he thought I'd done it on purpose because he'd caught me on the hop.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd not. And the lead flow that came in as a result of this was really shit, I have to be honest. It was like I bet in the first 6 weeks of trading I had 1 lead, and it was a waste of time lead. And I saw very little value in the service. But what I did see value in is the process that they went through to verify me. I'll get to my point in a minute. Like, they went through a lot of due diligence on behalf of the customer.
Yeah.
So the customer, I don't know, like I said, I don't know whether they still do this now. The customer at the front end can get my number off Checkatrade, knowing full well Checkatrade have done what they did to me, as it were. But the lead flow, so their promise to me, bear in mind I'm the one that's paying the fucking money, was rubbish.
Let me just stop you there for one second. Sorry. So going back to what I said earlier about you know, the 22 lads that came out of college.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't quite 22. Let's go for 18, because a lot left after year 2 and during year 3. They all left with a certificate. So now you're telling me that they went through to check you had a certificate before they will allow you to sign on.
Interesting. What a great question. So, so the question is, would they have let me join if I didn't have a certificate?
Yeah.
Don't know.
But these students that have left college have left with a certificate.
Yeah.
With no actual hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Being in the trade, especially joinery, you know, bricklaying as well, roofing, it's all well and good knowing how to do bits. But the main thing is knowing how to get around things. You come across problems every day, and that can only be taught with experience.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and this is our main aim. But going back to your point about how would it help you as a property developer, it's down to the trade verifications. You know what you're getting. You're probably going to get it at a bit of a cheaper price, because you're helping people fill diaries. At the end of the day, they're going to be using the site not because they're desperate, but they've got their day rate on there. The likelihood of me coming to you from Checker Trade is I'm going to put you a price in.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to put you a price in to do a job.
Yep.
And that's going to be more than my day rate.
Yeah.
I'm going to put materials on, and I'm going to put a little bit on materials. It's how everybody works. If you're coming to me through Tradie App, you're going to see somebody's day rate, and you're going to ask them about their availability, or you're going to see somebody's availability for next week. You're going to read through the trade-to-trade verifications, and you're going to find that they're good at what they do. They've been verified by other trades. If they're not good at what they do, Tradie App will soon shift you out. It's a self process of.
So the Tradie App's got no input into the quality of the trade. It comes from other tradies. Am I understanding that right? Yeah. Okay, got it.
If you're a labourer and you've got your phone out every 5 minutes, you're not going to get a lot of work through us.
Yeah, I'm with it.
You know, if you're a labourer that works hard, you're going to grow, and you're going to grow quickly.
Mate, I don't think you're anything like Checker Trade.
We're not. We're not a direct competitor whatsoever.
No.
We are there to simply help people put food on the table and get work all year round.
I can actually see like a huge demand for that. Genuinely.
We want to be the biggest construction app in the UK. We're not there to take money off people. I sold my house to build this app. I sold my house. It's cost an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
But the main reason I did it was to help people. That's it. To help people in the trade. Because I've struggled to get work. I've struggled to get lads. I've struggled in so many different ways. I've took family members on. I've took friends on who you fall out with, you argue with, your expectation levels are different. You know, and I do that because I can't find anybody else in my area.
I think it's a great mission, but I've got a really powerful question to ask you. How are you going to do it? I'm
going to do it.
How though?
Through a lot of hard work and power.
Yeah, which I love. And just talking openly. Like, you were nervous about doing this.
I was very nervous, yeah.
You need to do loads of this.
I know.
And what's your public presence? You should be on the fucking stage and at the front of every construction event, expo, networking event, fucking magazine, the lot.
I'm just a little bit nervous when it comes down to doing stuff like this. It's kind of not my forte.
Yeah.
Put me an hammer and nails in my hand and I'll sort you something out. But...
So who could you involve?
Sorry?
Who could you involve?
You.
Oh, fucking hell, there we go, look. How can I help you? How could I help you promote this thing?
You can do some videos for me if you want.
I don't know.
No, I honestly, I don't know.
Because that mission that you've got, I have the same one. And if you've got some tech that solves one of the things I'm trying to help people with too, and I can help you promote that piece of tech.
Yeah.
I'm all up for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm all up for collaboration every day of the fucking week.
And if you've got the clientele base to keep some trades in work, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
You know.
The number of developers that I work with, mate. So I work with 12 developer students that are running property development businesses and construction businesses, their constant challenge, and this is up and down the UK, their constant challenge is finding good lads. Constant challenge.
Yeah, no, I completely understand it. But what I will say is, for every bad, tradie out there, labourer, whatever you want to call it,
there's 10 good ones.
10 good ones.
Yeah, I agree to it. Totally agree.
There is 10 good ones.
I totally agree.
There's some top lads out there that can do some fantastic work.
I see, again, this division that's being created in these two industries, for me, is created by the minority. But the sad truth is that it's the minorities that mar the rest of the fucking industry.
Yeah, it is.
So, for example, there might be 100 projects running in this city in Lincoln right now. There could be more. Let's just say there's 100. And there's one of them that's got one shithead on it. That's the one that'll be in the news.
Oh, yeah.
You won't hear anything about the other 99 that went amazing.
No, you won't.
You'll always hear about the one bad news story.
There's also clients as well. But it's not just a one-sided thing.
Oh, yeah, totally. But again, same though. It's the same.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
same
you've got one developer out of 100 will be a wanker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But it's the same. But the news loves bad news. And it loves a shitty story where someone gets hurt.
Yeah, it does.
You don't want to spread.
Never wants to pick anything up and
don't want to talk about. That's why I have such a challenge sharing the message that I share of collaboration. People don't want that. Well, people do want that, but they don't want to hear about it. No. They want to hear about the fight.
Yeah.
They want to hear about fucking two roofers that were having it large in the car park.
Yeah. That'll get loads more likes.
Of course it will, yeah. But that's an easy thing to sell. What is the next thing for you then? What's the next thing you need to achieve to get this thing going massive?
So we're travelling the colleges around the UK, and we're gonna have start doing a lot of social media content in terms of talking to trades out and about in the street, getting on board with what do you call them? I forgot what they're called now. Not marketing companies.
If you could remember, what would you say?
Well, if I could remember, I told you. No. I'm looking for the word. Recruitment companies.
Oh yeah, agencies.
Agencies and stuff like that. So, a lot of people that I know, if they had the chance to go and work abroad, they would. Yeah. I've just had a message actually before I came on here about off LinkedIn about a lady that wants to chat about. They do a lot of work abroad, which is fantastic for us because we can offer that to people on the app. I can't guarantee everybody work. That's another thing. We can't guarantee anybody work.
So you're thinking sending UK businesses overseas?
Not necessarily sending them abroad. Giving them the opportunity to go do that. Yeah. I would have took it years ago if I got the option to go and do something like that.
When I start my development business in Cyprus next year, I'll know where to come. Yep. Have you thought about merchants like B&Q's, Howdens, suppliers?
I don't know how much I can say on this.
Already in talks.
I've got one sponsor on board already. I've literally an hour before I was here, I was in a meeting with another possible sponsor. We're not big enough for them yet, but the one that I have got on board is the massive. They're the biggest roofing company in the country, biggest roofing supplier in the country. I'm in talks with the market leader of sealants and adhesives next week.
We don't need to guess who that is, do we?
Go on, tell me.
CT1.
You know it. And I've got loads more in the pipeline. I'm talking to a lot of suppliers and stuff like that. And ideally, in an ideal world, I can try and get some discounts through these people. Mm-hmm. We have already got some supplier discounts on the app, but the more the better. The more we can help people, that's what we're here for.
I've just had a random thought that's just come to me, which
Is it a good one or a
might
bad
interest you. No, it might interest you. So quarterly, I run a trades growth summit where 40 trades businesses come in here, and there might be an opportunity there for you to connect all of them together via your app.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be a good shout.
Could be. Well, networking is the power.
It is, mate. Networking and collaborating, definitely. I forgot what I was going to say there.
I've passed it over now, haven't I?
You've passed it. You've passed over the forgetful gene. What was I going to say then?
I don't know.
It was a good one and all.
Was it?
Mm.
If
I could remember, what would it be?
that was what I was going to say, but I forgot that as well.
It's totally gone. So let's go change subject. What is the number one frustration for you as a contractor working for a customer?
Communication. Lack of it.
From?
When they say, well, you do that. You think about how you could do that, or I'm thinking it's your house. You know, it's how you want it, not how I want it. And then you leave it to them, and then they change. Or it either goes one way when you do that. Yeah, it's fantastic. Or I don't really like that. Now, I don't really like that's no good for me. When you know you've told me to do it the way that I thought would work best for you. That's one that really gets me.
So what's the solution to that?
Communication. If you're getting somebody in to do a job, you must know what job you want doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another big one is obviously what Tradie App's about. You know, one of the biggest bugs is chasing your own arse all the time. It's impossible. You can't do it. And then if you're not in work, being self-employed, like I said about the family stress, you go home and your missus thinks, oh, well, you've done nothing all day. I've been on the phone to 9 different customers. I've been in the builder's yard pricing stuff up. The stress of going to people's houses, going to the builder's yard, making all the phone calls, it doesn't stop. Just because you're not in work, you're still working, but your partners don't always see it like that. Being self-employed isn't as easy as people think.
No.
It's tough. Everybody thinks you take time off whenever, you know.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Not by choice.
Do we ever turn off?
No. I take phone calls at 10 o'clock at night off customers. Yeah. Because...
Are you still on the tools yourself, by the way?
I was.
I'm
not now.
No,
I was. I've... because of the situation, obviously, with the app and trying to push that, trying to get that out there, I've come off the tools now completely. I put a bit of money behind me to pay my bills and get things going, so I'm putting 110% into the app now, and obviously I'm going around colleges and getting the students signed up.
That's what I was going to say to you now. You just reminded me saying that. Lincoln Construction College.
Do you know what? I spoke to a lady yesterday on the phone, and she was absolutely over the moon with it. One of the nicest ladies, right, that I've ever spoke to.
Yeah, so our business development manager, Matt's in talks with them about some collaboration between us and the CITB as well.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so we're in talks with CITB now. I'm delivering a presentation for them, when is it? It's this month, isn't it? Mid-September. To some kids that are about to go to college, I think.
Okay.
So it'll be a new thing for me.
Yeah.
9 to 16-year-olds, I think.
That'll be tough.
I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see how it goes.
Chuck a few games in.
Yeah, I mean, Paris has got some ideas. We used to run some networking events where we used to do a challenge from... Paris had given them a load of equipment and say, build X out of that.
Yeah.
The best one she did was a tower. They had to build a tower at this event. She gave them sellotape, paper. In fact, that was it. Sellotape and paper. Straws. And they had to build the tower, and the highest tower won.
That's good.
But the tower had to support an egg.
An egg?
Yeah. So once they'd done it, they had to sit an egg on top. I think there was only one that managed to not smash the egg.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a good crack. Then there was a bridge. We did a bridge once. That was same equipment, wasn't it? Straws, paper, and sellotape.
Yeah, told them to a car.
Yeah, and that's all the car. Yeah, everybody did that one though. Yeah. So, if as we come to a close, mate, if I want to get involved with Tradie App as either a tradesman or a developer, what do I need to do?
Talk to me. I'll sort you out. No. So you just download Tradie App off the App Store or Android. Google.
Spelled
TRADIE APP.
Yeah.
make yourself a profile.
Yeah.
And just start looking, or putting out what you want on there.
Yeah.
And then people will message you. They'll get a notification or message you in your area, and start messaging each other and go from there.
Mm-hmm. We'll put all the links to your when you've got your social media sorted. We'll put that in as well.
Yeah.
But right now we'll put your Tradie App link in the comments below. So anybody looking to get signed up with Tradie App, then the link is below. One last question before I leave you. If you could wave a magic wand across the industry, what would it do?
It would give everybody enough money to live a happy life, and enough work and less stress.
Nice.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming up. Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too, mate. Thank you very much.
Nice. Thanks for sticking around till the end. All the social handles from both of us are below. I'll see you in the next one.